Morning, everybody, or good afternoon, depending on where you are located. It is Mystic Raven. I am ESO. This is ESO Daily, and I want to say hello. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about PUG awareness. Yesterday, a couple of my viewers stressed that we need to make a point of PUG awareness. It's serious, guys, because you never know what you're going to get with a pug. It could be cute. It could be ugly. But pugs need love, regardless. You can make a difference. Everybody can make a difference with the pugs. I'm encouraging you guys to adopt the pugs and show them love. Yes. Oh, I feel so bad for pugs sometimes. And I'm a part of the pug community because I care. Embrace the pugs. Embrace them. We can care about pugs. Pugs it means everything what pugs can do. So I'm going to do the dailies. I didn't get to do the DLC daily yesterday. I wanted to, but real life shit. I have some more real life shit today. So I kind of limited on my time, but we are definitely going to be helping pugs along. I want to go ahead and extract some of this, get my bag down a little low. Been stacking up some shit. But that should work for now. But yeah, definitely, man. We're also going to be, I think, discussing MBAs. Meta and BIS Anonymous. We're going to be starting that group. It has to happen. There's got to be a sanctuary for those players who need somewhere to go when they're recovering from meta. It's bad. Each update, man, meta players are all fucked up. There needs to be a sanctuary and a rehab place for meta players. They're so BIS. They're just so BIS that I think they suffer from an after effect. It's an addiction. It's serious addiction, guys. But pugs are lost in transition most of the time. Yes. The pugs of the world. So I'm gonna go pick up the dailies, see what we got. La 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 la. Man, why can't they redo, they have Smurf movies, but why don't they redo the Smurf cartoon? I would have loved if my kids actually got the cartoon version of the Smurfs and understand all the complex metaphors used in Smurfology. Would have been great. Runes. I hate runes. Oh, I gotta try my mount too. Out in Hollow. It's 2. Yep. No. Volenfeld. Okay, cool. Get my mount trained out real quick. Alright. Okay. Now, it's kind of crazy, guys, because it was interesting. I'm going through the patch notes. I'm going over the shards, right? Something with the shards. And it says Battleground rewards. And I'm thinking, okay, is that the end of the week rewards or are those for completion rewards? If they're completion rewards, Battlegrounds will yield the most return on shards. It'll be interesting. Very, very interesting. Hoping I get one of the dailies. Man, not one of the dailies, but oh well. It's an easy dungeon. I don't actually use this monster set. I am looking for another infuse, but I don't use this monster set anymore. So yeah. Always seems to be a little weird thing going on here.
You doomed yourself.
I doomed myself. Come on. Go, tank. What the fuck? No, there's no lag in this game. My latency just went to shit. Fucking Zoss! Why is my latency like shit? My frames are... If I'm lagging, somebody let me know. Yeah. Jeez, Matesis. Maybe we should do something with friggin' like, you know, lag. I hope this update changes some of this shit. My latency went to shit in a handbasket. God, man. Fucking latency. Jeez, my fucking teases. $38. 38K. Ultimate drop. Love mechanics. Um. Get off me, you stupid knife blade. Nice, perfect timing. Ow! Nah! I hate that. I can't. Couple lag points, whatever. There's that.
Hold on, so you'll be there too.
Come. Hey Sylvia, what's up? Welcome! Could have went a little better. All right, looks good. Heavy sack. Where at? Fuck it. Hey, Rock, what's up, dude? Sorry I wasn't speaking on the last one. I just was kind of like in view mode. I had this troll who was, one person was like, you know, oh, Gilliam didn't ignore the whole thing because until Morrowind it really didn't matter much. And I'm like, that's bullshit, actually. Okay, can we just grab these guys up? Thank you. My DPS sucks. I know. Need help. Oh, thanks, Rock. I appreciate that, dude. You know, it was the funny thing because everybody's like, no, that's not the way it is. And it's like, there's so many fucking articles on this topic, even from the fucking developers. And it's like you said, we were talking about that earlier. So... But today's about PUG awareness. Yeah, I think you guys made a good point. We got to show love to PUGs, man. PUGs are important. It's an important aspect of MMOs. Ha 76 there. I don't think people understand. Now, one of the other things that I've always noticed is there's not a true reset on this parser. Kind of got me a little disappointed. It gives a nice accurate around, but the scale, watch, when I'm done with this combat, it'll stick. If you look at the top of my screen where my parse is, my metrics, look, it sticks. Stays at 27. During the fight, it will start from there, and it affects the other parsing effects. The metrics details are still good, which is why I like it. I hope. Did I get that or not? But do you guys see it? Like 20,708, it won't reset to 0 on the re-encounter. See, it'll go from that point and rescale the difference based from the from a 0 point from 20. So it's not accurate. It needs to reset every time you exit combat. But it doesn't. Weird. Yeah, I'm on the Mage Blade. I'm gonna try to get that. Yes, thank you. Oblivion Divine. Who gives a shit about that set? I want to try to. We were making fun of that set. I was like, I'm glad they brought it back in for, like, you know, people who need to, like, do something with their shards. I mean, it has a usefulness. I'm not saying it doesn't. Fuck. Come on. Jack of Oblivion. Go figure. No way you would ever survive this jump. It would never fucking happen. Even if you've dropped in water, you'd still be dead. Your feet would be crushed. Look, that dude died. This fall is real. "16 minutes, let's go." I don't know what the tank's doing. The lakes of physics do not apply to video games. Yeah, I completely, you know, agree with that. The laws of physics, yes, but I knew what you meant. The laws of physics do not apply. It's funny though, because when they do code, there is some applied, you know, physics they will put in, but most of the time you're right. Hey David, welcome, dude. Don't need to scroll. It's not the daily. Did I hit that? What? God dang. My Little Pony to go to bed, then I will jump on ESO as a pug. Yes! The pugs! The pugs! Love the pugs. What did I get? Training! And I got a Ring of Oblivion! Sturdy. No.
But what do we do? Where do we go?
509 on the champion system. I always do. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you guys. Telling ya. What do we got? Everybody, pugs lives matter. Yes! Yes, Lewis, I agree. The pugs lives do matter. We're here. Everybody can save a pug. You can save the pugs. We can do it together. If we unite and come together, the pugs can survive. Yes. Yes. Pugs are something special. Everybody needs a pug. Yeah, it's funny, guys, because like I said, I mean, that's what I roll with. We were talking about that yesterday, like how many content creators actually will roll with pugs, you know, and for me personally, I find pugs I don't find trials as difficult when you're rolling with people who know what they're doing, if that makes any sense. When you got players who know what they're doing, it's actually not even a quarter as hard as like rolling with 3 random players that you typically don't roll with. You don't know what you're getting, right? You don't. You really don't. And some runs will go very smooth. Right. If we all grouped, it wouldn't be a pug. Right. Touch my balls. No, it's hit my balls, David. I mean, touching seems a little bit more intimate. I want him to hit him. Hit my balls. Hit him. I don't know how I feel people touch them. If hitting, it's just instant. Touching, it's like, you know, that's a little bit more of a delayed effect, you know, a little, yeah. My old lady might not like it if people touch my balls. If they hit my balls, she'd be like, good. Yeah, take care, Dave. Always stop by, David. I always appreciate you stopping in. You're the best, dude. You're the best. What if we joined with different usernames? I don't think it'd still be a pug. Yeah, would it be a pug if we had different usernames? No. Now, if we queued random, would it be a... Here's my question. If we queued random and ended all up in the same group, would it be a pug? Technically, it would be, right? Technically speaking, I think so. I would believe so, anyways. And it's funny, I have no guild on this platform. Like, I do play weekdays on this, but I don't play a lot of weekends and stuff. And I was in PvP last night for like an hour because I have to get some shit done on my warden, you know, my ranks and shit. Because I want to try to get more skill points with him. And I'm PvPing last night, and the Green Alliance is just so strong. I mean, it's blatant. And I love the guys, some of the top PvPers. Pug anonymously. Yes. Yes. We won't tell them it's pugging. We'll call it, you know, random group, you know, support. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a random group support. It's anonymously. If we queued random and got everyone, it would be called Destiny. Yes! I love the pun, Lewis. You're the shit. That is the best fucking pun ever. Oh my god, that was epic. That was so epic, Lewis. Oh my god, I love it. You know, this is why I love you guys. Versus most of my any of my trolls, you guys are really intelligent. You guys come up with like the best metaphors, the best analogies, oh, and the best puns. I love it, love it. You guys are the bomb. Oh, intelligence. It's so refreshing. It's so refreshing. And I love that. George Carlin was my favorite comedian because he was intellectually funny. right? I didn't like Will Ferrell. Some people like Will Ferrell. My old lady is a big Will Ferrell fan, but it's like stupid funny, and I don't like stupid funny. Like I can't get into stupid funny. I can't do it. But I mean, he's a good guy. I mean, you know, he made a living, and props to him. I'm just not that type. I'm more of an intellectual funny. I like intellectual humor. I know some people might think that's kind of nerdy, but is what it is. I got a lot of shit. Worm call impen. It's 28 meters. I'll keep it just in case. I doubt I ever use it. I'll never use Oblivion. Jack Oblivion. Never gonna happen. I want to start some trial runs on PC, so I'll let you guys know when I start running up on those. I'm in my 500s, so I'm going to start working up on a few normals. Then when I get in about 600, I'm hoping to find a guild who will take my crazy ass, my non-meta craziness, and roll up a couple healers on those. It'd be awesome. I'm hoping for the best. Because on this platform, I have yet to start my trial runs. But I'm wanting to do it. I'm hoping that too, like, I know a lot of people use Discord. Your tank has 17 cal and light armor and has no taunt. Yes! That is so true. That is real. That is so real. If you are in a pug and your tank has 17k and no taunt, you know it's a real pug. Death to the meta! Yes, useless! Yes! Yes! Death to the meta! Oh, I love it! It's real! Yes! We say it every day. We're going to be NBA people. NBA. Meta and Bis Anonymous. They need a place to recover. Every DLC, they're wandering around, grabbing their nuts and like, what happened? Oh, my precious set. Grab my balls. Grab my balls. Let's see. I think I don't need a research. You know you are in a pug when you have Sorks using frost staffs and taunts with every heavy attack. Yeah, I like the frost staffs, but Sorks shouldn't have frost staff. Even if a warden has a frost staff, don't put in trifocus. Like, don't do it. I like was tanking and you saw this warden doing a heavy attack and there goes the boss. And that taunt is heavy. That heavy attack taunt will peel the fuck out off my taunt every time. I'm like, what the hell was in that staff? You know you're in a pug when your healer has no balls or shards and beams every trash mob. Yes, it's true. It's true. That you're a pug. No, you know you're in a pug when the only heal he has is Breath of Life and he's spamming his spears. Yes, that is real too. That's a pug sign, if anything. You know you're in a pug when your healer doesn't even have a resto staff. Yeah, that's true. They don't read passives. What's even more crazy to me is the tooltips are kind of a little vague. Reading is a lost art. Who reads anymore? Just YouTube it. Just YouTube it. It's what all the Biz players do. Isn't that right, guys? All the Biz players don't read. They ain't got time to read. They YouTube. So Aura and or Ellie Drain. Yeah. Well, you know, you can use both. Technically. Somebody said there's a bug on Aura. But every time I've used it on my Templar, I have had no problems with it. Zero. It still applies. It still applies. Even on the PC, you can see it applied. You still see it. When you target the enemy, it shows their debuffs on them. It's like, what the fuck, man? You can tell when somebody's... That's why I like PC. Like, okay, so we have the buff indicators on console, but we don't have... I don't think we have the debuff icons. Either that or I'm not paying attention. But on PC, it's very distinctive. Like, when I put it up, it's right there in front of me. Like, it's been taunted. It's been drained. It's been, you know, maimed. All the debuffs are up on it. And, like, you know, we all go back to MMOs, right? And what we've experienced. When has anybody ever not heard of debuffing your target? Especially in like raids or trials. Like, anybody ever hear of that? Because when I came to this game, like, some people was like, what the hell do you mean debuff your target? I'm like, what the fuck are you all doing? I like, but you know what, Rock? Here's the thing. I do tell people, always have a backup, no matter what you're going to do. Because I do have the Ellie Drain on my temp for the people who bitch and whine and don't know about Aura. So if people want to bitch and whine, let's say I'm running a trial. I'm on my Templar healer. And people want to whine about it. Yeah, no, you're right. It is. Aura is an AoE elemental version of Elemental Drain. Right. Except the only difference is it costs Magicka and Elemental Drain's free. And everybody's like, oh my god, but Aura costs Magicka. It applies to everything around me, where friggin' Elemental Drain is single target. I have to keep applying it to every target. And then somebody's like, well, the radius. And I'm like, every fucking trial you run, you're within a proximity. Yeah, exactly. Run just said it. Yeah, it's basically the same without the debuff. Yeah. But if your tank runs Pierce, the debuff's applied. Okay, so that's a really good question, Lewis. The idea on the Warden tank to run the Elemental Drain is on 4-mans, or if let's hypothetically say I format him to do trials, which I have not formatted that build for trial. So, you know, FYI, just he's not formatted for trials. But let's say if I did, he runs a Frost Staff, right? I would rather, if somebody's going to run Elemental Drain and I'm running the Warden tank, I'd rather have the Warden tank run the Ellie Drain. Why? Because the target's in front of me and I use Magicka on the Warden more than Stamina, right? Then my healer doesn't have to run a fucking... he can run another heal ability. He can put another hot in and stack the healing effects. So to me, it's like, well, I have a Frost Staff. I'm a Warden tank. Why don't I use the Ellie Drain and let the healer slot another ability? That's my mindset. That's how I think. Like, now, should every tank do it? No, no. I wouldn't put it on any other tank but the Warden tank. The Warden tank benefits from Frost Staff a lot. The amount of taunting and the shield stacking with Warden tank with Frost Staff is ridiculous. It's literally ridiculous. It's probably one of the best aspects that the devs actually put towards a Frost Staff. Right, exactly, Rock. You never know what you're going to get. So on my Warden tank, that's why I always put the Ellie Drain. And I run more Magicka than Stamina. So it's like, you know... Yeah, it's for the benefit of the group. It always is. Ellie Drain is a great effect, you know, for maintaining Magicka. And it helps reduce... Because shards and orbs have global cooldowns. They're on the same global cooldown. So if Ellie Drain... or, you know, minor magic steal is applied, that frees up the shards and the orbs for stamina users and tanks if needed. You're right, Run. Dude, I hate to say it, you're right. And that's one of my problems because I'm used to like the old system where I still want to like, you know, spam up and then heavy. But you're right. If you have a solid rotation, Run is making a very, very good point here. If you have a solid end rotation, you shouldn't even need Elemental Drain. Only except the last boss. The reason being it starts to get taxing on your freaking resources because the fights are a little derated. But during most of the trash encounters and even some of the mini bosses, you really don't need it if your rotation's solid. But like me, sometimes I'll fuck up on my heavy end attack rotation. So I'll bottom out. But then that's another reason why, you know, certain abilities and effects will just benefit a group in the overall applied effect, like the aura. You don't need the alley drain if the Templar is running the aura. It's applied to all the trash mobs. So all of a sudden, all your wall of elements, anything that's dealing magic damage will restore your magic pool. Like Bloodforge, you know, some of the new DLCs are really tough. Like, I've noticed, like, when I went into Falkirth Hold, the major thing wasn't resource management as much as mitigation. Like, I realized that I ran it with my DK healer once, and then I ran it, another with my Templar. My Templar was okay, but the mitigation is really factor. Like, anything that can, like, bone shield. If you grab a bone shield on certain boss fights, if the tank runs a bone shield and you can synergize with it, or they run any type of AoE effect that can mitigate some of that heavy end damage, like especially on the Mammoth, it makes a world of a difference, man. It's like amazing that some of this new content is completely, your use abilities and skills, and you're dependent on effects that you weren't so dependent on before. That's like in Cradle of Shadows. Like, I know a lot of tanks will slot shield charge because of the interrupt on that one boss fight where she teleports. Will put the shield charge because it offers the gap closer and the interrupt to interrupt her. See, and I still have yet to, like, want to try for the achievement. So I've ran it, but I haven't done the time, like, trying to get the time or the no deaths. But it is, like you said, you have to have good setup for that. And I think that's why I'm always kind of hesitant to PUG DLCs. I like to roll with people I'm typically accustomed with. But in this platform, I have PUG'd a few DLCs. Right. In DLC dungeons, it's a whole different beast because the mechanics are way, like I said, a little bit more strenuous. And like Run said, depending on your group and how they're set up, it's going to make a world of a difference, you know, your end result. And I always tell people, look towards players who's done it and who will give you a little bit of a hand. I mean, the mechanics aren't really a problem. It's not the mechanics. It's like, you have to be kind of aware of what's going on around you. No, I knew exactly what you meant, Rock. The DLC dungeons. Yeah. I mean, hell, I know people that have problems even on non-DLC dungeons because some of the non-ones, like Tempest Island, you know how many people don't get, like, you know, to go in, like when she looks like she's taking a shit and squatting, to roll out, and then also to go back in because she does the Superman gap closer. People die on that dungeon very frequently. Same thing with Dire Frost. When we take a look at Dire Frost, the last boss, a lot of people don't know to keep around 20% stamina for the break. So like Run was saying, you know, if you have a solid rotation, you shouldn't really be dependent on shards and orbs and stuff because your heavy attacks are implemented into your rotation. And it'll slow down your DPS considerably. But at the end of the day, that's what mechanics are meant to do. Mechanics are ideally supposed to start slowing it down so you're more aware, and then you're supposed to pick back up. And that's where I give Outcast his credit. because he has the best recovery for mechanics. When I watch this man do a trial run and his part starts dropping down, which it will, it's what it's designed to do, his recovery for his uptimes is really good. I plug White Gold Tower on this platform. It's worked out well. But most of the time you got a 50-50 on White Gold. ICP, you can get up to the last boss, and then that's your make or break point for a pug. Maz, never gonna happen. Last boss. If you don't do hard mode Maz, it's doable. But if you do hard mode in Maz, and they don't have a self sustain, if the healer gets the statues, you're fucked. So yeah, pugs and Maz on hard mode. Yeah, it's next to impossible. Most DPS won't run a sustain. Yeah, no, right, run. City of Ash 2 has always been a problem for players. I don't know why either. I mean, I get it, like, it's a DPS race. Yeah, well, but what about the on vet mode, run? Would you say Maz is still puggable on vet, on hard mode? Because I find that's where people fuck up. Like, normal mode, it's not an issue. But during hard mode, it seems like people struggle on Maz. Because of the statue. That's what I've noticed. That's what I've noticed. Like, people really have a major problem with that. Oh, no, that's so cool, Lewis. Thank you, man. Thank you. I do it for the fun, and I try to do it to help you guys, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, Lewis. I'm glad. I'm glad you get recognition for that build. Thank you, man. Yeah. Yeah, there are some really good information out there, man. Emphatic static. Great. That is good, man. You know, and that's the thing, man. Like, I do give up to players. Like, I think, and this is what I said, there are some really good walkthroughs, really good guides out there. You just got to kind of pay attention who's providing what. Right. It's the statues, the stone shapers, right. I didn't even take that in consideration, to be honest with you. But dude, it's like, honestly, every freaking time, like on hard mode, I'm like, dudes, you guys got self-sustains? And they're like, no, and I'm healing it. And of course, I got statues. And of course, all of a sudden, you see the umbrella phase. I call it the umbrella phase, where all the fucking shit's on the ground and you see it twirling around, and they're trying to gap it, but they're taking damage as I'm burning statues. Right, no, useless. And that's the big deal too. Like, so let's say you do get a good tank and you do get a good healer. DPS is crucial, because if you don't have a good deeps, man, it's going to take too long. And thank God they don't have enrage timers on vets. Like, they, well, I don't know. Kina kind of has an effect where if you don't get those aspects down in time, and she keeps stomping, you'll end up getting stomped into the wall. So it's not a true enrage timer, I would say. But what the fuck did I walk into? Oh, thanks, Rock. I appreciate it, man. I love that build. Like, everybody's like, this build sucks, and I'm like, it's not meant for like close quarter combat. I get to range everything, sneak the fuck out, start hitting the fucking back. I love that little build. It's such a little fucking bastard build. Dude, like, I love people who have low impen, and then all of a sudden, I hit them for like 12k, and they get a poison and a fucking, like, death. So it's like, okay, here's the injector, here's the fucking snipe injector, follow up with a heavy attack. Boop, boop, dead. Except the top PvPers really do, like, chase me down. I love them. They're really cool guys. They talk to me. They're all great. Swavey, Ness. Ness is good. He has a YouTube. They all do dubs, all of them. They're all really great guys. So I would never talk trash about them. But man, when they see me, they will chase me down. I will try to even use the little other players to my advantage. So at what CP should I start grinding for my gear sets? So what CP are you currently at? Maintaining rotation. Yeah. I agree with Run. If you're 160, start it. You know, unless you're needing something in white gold. Let's say you're doing white gold or DLC dungeon. Try to keep that around 250. Try to. The reason being, you can farm the normals, get the blue jewelry. Once you hit around 250, 300, those extra value points, well, unless you're a tank. I've done a tank. I've seen tanks do it at 200, but DPS kind of struggles under 250. You're a fresh 50? Yeah, don't worry about it because you just trash everything. You will trash everything. Yep. Run is giving solid advice here, guys. Yeah. Yep. Same thing, Rock. Yep, Rock's preaching it too. Yep, grind the CP. It's the best way. And, you know, getting the random dailies in is kind of essential. So, who's the leader? Oh, I am. Ah! Is this really happening to me? Yeah, non-DLC vets, Lewis. You can start, you know, whatever. Except maybe, you know, City of Ash 2 or some shit. Yeah, DLCs don't do DLCs with 160. They'll probably boot you most of the time. Most of the time. Not to say it's a, you know, acceptable thing, but they just know that fresh 160s are going to struggle because their CP is low. You know, the more CP points you have and the more you do, the better off it is. It's just fact, you know. But you can. I've done like when I started this platform. Right. That's usually recommended. CP 300 for DLC vets. And it's true. I hate to say that. I hate saying it, but it's true. So, but you can do normals and get a lot of your gear because it's at 160. It's blue. You just upgrade it. You can even use the blue jewelry until you get CP 300. Then replace it with your purples, and you're fine. I mean, the difference is like what, like less than 20% difference depending on each of the set pieces. So it's not really noticeable. Like even purple to gold is less than 10% difference. So, I mean, depending once again on set, like even on Sunset, it's like 300 and something, and then if you get all gold with the Sunset, it's like 400 even. Yeah, there are certain content that I will not do that for grinding. Like that, because Vet Maelstrom, but at least you got a lot of your shit out of the way early, though, Run, right? Because a lot of people at early levels don't fuck with Vet Maelstrom. But nice thing about Vet Maelstrom, if you're at a lower CP, you have a better advantage going into like Vet Maelstrom for grinding because of the scaling system. At least it used to be. I haven't checked it out. I haven't been in Maelstrom since 1 Tamriel, so I can't say that's still the case. It was, but. Please do not spam that. What the fuck? What? Abe, what the fuck's up with my... These NPCs are getting away with my targeting. Put the NPCs away. Fucking bullshit.
The altar that keeps it open must just be beyond. You stay here.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get on that. Useless for sure. Are you wanting a trial build version of it? Because I don't have any, some of the sets that I would be looking for. I mean, I'd probably still run the dragon and go with the plague doctor. Where's my war horn at? No shards, no orbs. I need it. Can we please at least give me my shards out here or the orbs? There's an orb. Why is it? What is this, a sword healer? It is! Oh my god, I love it! Could have been putting it in my direction though. It's a sword healer though. Watch. He's got the twilight and he's got the orbs. Yes! Oh, so sick! Console players, I hope you are watching this. This is normal on PC, guys. I don't know how many of you guys are console players, but this shit is normal. You see non-meta builds everywhere. Give me that. This is what pugging's about, guys. Never know what you're going to get, but it's so cool. I just like the fact that he's a sword healer. I love that. Bump. Just bump it. He's using hardening ward though, I can tell. Oh no, maybe he is. No, maybe he is using it. Yeah, he is. He's using the empowering ward. I'm getting the intellect buff from the shields. Orbs. Come on, man. Orbs are good. I want to hit your balls. I just want to hit his balls. Oh, that's nicely. More balls, please. I love them. Ah, give me that. Balls! Give me balls! Flawless victory. You don't have the Morrowind expansion yet? It's so good. If you like questings and stuff, Morrowind's pretty cool. You said balls. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I said balls. I said balls. I love the balls. Oh. Fucking. Ugh. Weird fucking shit. Whatever. Let's go. Come on. Change can be hard sometimes. Oh, so you were a transfer run? That's so cool, dude. Are you on Xbox? Like, you know, if it wasn't for the transfer players, I don't know what console players would have done, because they had a lot of trait research in the beginning that was a necessity. Like, when it first, whatever. Because I wanted to say, like, Craglorn was kind of still going on at that point, but then it died shortly after. Give me the ball! I missed the balls. I actually think they need to lay off the CP increase for the next DLC. I think they're pushing way too much, way too fast. Give me that. Some weird ass fucking lag, man. Swear they need to fix this shit. They really need to fix this shit, man. Yeah, you know, they said though, didn't they say that we were supposed to get like, okay, so they've kind of averaged out the CP gain, didn't they? On Horns of the Reach. I want to say they did. So even at your 640, or if it's less, it's as less. I just think they need to lay up on CP gain. Because a lot of players, like, I only got one max player here with me. Only one. It's hard for a majority of players to catch up. Come on. Ah! Farce. See, there's no D. There it is. Fucking lag, man. God, fuck, come on. Bullshit. I don't know about that. Frames, I'm almost pushing between 35 to 60 frames at a time. I mean, can I get more than... all the games now are well above 60 frames, man. And yet... whatever. This game, I swear to God. I mean, sometimes the lag is so ridiculous. Yeah, you know what, Rock? That's the one thing I don't like, man. Like, people booting people because of gear and shit. Dude, people were talking about, like, even way back, like, oh, you have to have this gear, you have to have that gear. As long as you're getting content done, you can progress gear. Like, what I like to do is, like, when I'm testing things, I like to take different setups, different configurations, and play with it. And then I come to realize that a lot of people who recommend a certain set isn't really performing as good as they say it is compared to another set. You know? Like, that's what I don't get. It's like, yeah, it's good, but it's not really that much of a difference. Now, certain sets are, depending on what you're pairing it with, but a lot of times I feel like a lot of people, like, over-exaggerate the importance of a specific set. And the devs, like, people want to talk about balance issues, but the devs are really probably the best in this game than any other game I've ever played as far as gear balance. Class balance is a whole different issue, but they do pretty good in class balancing, in my opinion, as well. There are some things that could work on, especially for PvP. Especially PvP. But honestly, but you can't do that without affecting PvE, which sucks. Right. Nope. That speaks the truth, Ron. The players path the game to what it is. And it's what it is. That's the truth. You know, that's the truth right there in that statement. It's the players who's made this game what it is. You know, they're bitching and whining and whatever. Right. And useless, it's exactly the truth. So often the sets are negligible. It's true. Yeah, and that's what this game is. Like, a lot of times I build for fun versus content. Like, I have builds for content. Like, I do have builds for content. But a lot of the times, I find myself, majority of the times, running vets. And not trials. Like, I'm not trial runner every day. I'm a vet runner every day. So why wouldn't I want to play for performance and fun? Spider Cultist. If you're running dual Destro, it's good for Destro abilities. The problem with Spider Cultist is this: the boost that you get, it only applies to Destro staff abilities. So you'll lose on class-based abilities with the set. And a lot of Destro staff abilities need a lot of work. It's not the set that's the problem with Spider Cultist. Let's get into this really quick. The problem of it is the destruction staff abilities. The ultimate's great. Unstable wall or blockade, whatever your preference is. I like unstable, but some people run blockade. I just like the extra effect from unstable. But it's a strong ability. Pulse, I like running Pulse if I'm not needing to run my Siphoning Strikes, but a lot of times if I'm running vet content, harder vet content, I'll replace Pulse for Siphoning Strikes, but I always recommend at least one person in your trial have Pulse for mob control. It's pointless on a boss, but you know it works out really nice. Elemental weakness to elements. Unless you're running this as a utility, it sucks for DPS. Destructive touch. This is an okay damage ability, but it really is lackluster compared to any other class abilities. And Force Shock, let's be honest here. You know, 2, 2, and 2. 25, 25, 25. So we're looking at, let's see, 5,000, right? Plus 7.5K for each effect. And each of them will have a separate hit. Right. Exactly. ZOS gives us plenty of possibilities. So, Spider Cultist, if you were going to run it, and let's say you're going to use, let's say you run Master Staff, right, with Spider Cultist. It's a good combo. Why? Master Staff, you say you run a Maelstrom on back bar, Master Staff on front bar. You run Destructive Touch, get the proc up, switch it out, run your wall on the back bar with Maelstrom. Spider Cultist becomes more attractive with the two staffs. It will. It'll be a huge difference if you're running a Maelstrom and a Master with Spider Cultist. It would make a huge difference. And you run up the Elemental Drain, the weakness to elements for sustain. Huge difference. Problem of it is you're dependent on Destructive Staff abilities. You can use some class-based abilities, but the DPS will drop significantly. And with that, you'd probably want to run, you know, something like Moon Dancers, like a, you know, a 4-piece offset, or you know, something. You could also go with what the hell is that? There's another one in Vet DSA that applies to gives you max magicka for wielding a staff. You could double stack it, no monster set. Yeah, you know, that's one thing I agree with Rock. I don't want to do cookies, man. A lot of players want to be cookie builders. You know, cookie cutters. They want to cut from other people's shit. I don't mind people using my builds, and I don't mind people, you know, who do it use cookies. But the thing about it is I don't want to be that player. Right. No, you know what, Useless? That's a damn good point, man. Fire Ruin versus Destructive Touch. But you can use that together, though, dude. You could run the Fire Ruin and then run up the Destructive Touch for a back-end combo. I'm thinking you can. I'd have to check that out. I don't like Destructive Touch. I don't like Destructive Touch. I feel like Destructive Touch needs help and Force Shock needs help. I think these two abilities need some love. That's just my opinion. But anyways, guys. Yeah, because of the Mage Guild run. When he activates it, he gets Might of the Guild. So the passive for Might of the Guild will apply the Empower. That's what Useless is doing. And it works. He's right. He's 100% right. So let's say you're going to go ahead and you're going to go with the Destructive Touch combo. You can drop off the Fire Ruin, get the Empower, lock down the AoE effect, run up Destructive Touch as the back-end combo for single target. Or you can layer the AoE effect with the wall on top of the Fire Ruin, get the Empower, poof. And then now you got a double AoE effect with the applied damage boost. That's a really good setup there, Useless. Oh, no problem, Leroy. Right. Yeah, definitely. All right, guys, I'm out. I got some real life shit to do. I do, guys, want to thank you guys for watching today. If you have any questions or comments, please post below. Make sure to show love to the pugs, man. The pugs do need love. And as always, have a nice day.